I want you to do something right now. Swallow once, just once, and pay attention to what you feel at the back of your throat. Does something seem to be sitting there? A layer you cannot clear? A feeling that makes you cough, swallow again, or reach for a glass of water? Many people over 50 experience this every day. At first, it appears only in the morning. Then it starts happening after meals. Eventually, it becomes something that follows you throughout the entire day. You clear your throat during conversations. You carry water with you. You avoid certain foods. You try honey, tea, lozenges, or every suggestion friends have offered. Yet the feeling remains. What I want you to understand today is that persistent throat mucus is rarely random. Your body usually has a reason, and when we understand that reason, we often discover simple steps that may help improve the situation. In today's video, we're going to look at 5 common causes of persistent throat mucus in adults over 55. More importantly, we will talk about why 2 of these causes often appear together, making the problem feel much worse than it actually is. Before we begin, tell me something in the comments. Is your throat worse in the morning, or does the mucus stay with you all day? Write morning or all day below, because that small detail often provides important clues. Now let's begin with something many people have never been told. Your body makes mucus every single day. That is normal. In fact, mucus protects you. It traps dust, particles, and irritants before they reach deeper areas of the respiratory system. It keeps tissues moist and comfortable. The problem is usually not the mucus itself. The problem is how the body handles it as we get older. Inside your airways are tiny microscopic structures whose job is to move mucus upward and clear it naturally. In younger years, this process works quickly and efficiently, but with age, that system may become slower. As a result, mucus can remain longer than it once did. This means that even small changes inside the body can create noticeable symptoms. Now let's discuss the first possible reason: silent reflux. Many people think reflux always causes burning in the chest, but that is not always true. Sometimes stomach contents move upward without creating traditional heartburn. Instead, the throat becomes irritated, especially during the night. The body responds by producing extra mucus to protect sensitive tissues. This can explain why many people wake up with throat irritation, frequent throat clearing, or a rough voice in the morning. Ask yourself, is your throat worse after waking up? Does your voice sound different early in the day? Do symptoms increase after large evening meals? These can be important clues. One simple habit that may help is avoiding large meals shortly before bedtime. Allowing several hours between dinner and sleep gives the body more time to digest comfortably. The second cause is postnasal drainage. Many people imagine sinus problems as severe congestion or facial pressure, but mild sinus irritation can be much quieter. Extra mucus produced in the nasal passages may slowly travel down the back of the throat throughout the day. You may breathe normally and still experience constant throat clearing. This is especially common as we get older. Warm saline rinses and keeping the nasal passages comfortable may help support the body's natural clearing process. The important word here is consistency. One day rarely changes much. Several weeks of regular care often make a much bigger difference. If this information is helpful so far, type the number 2 in the comments so I know you're still watching. Now let's talk about something many people never consider: their medications. Some blood pressure medications may occasionally contribute to throat irritation in certain individuals. This does not mean the medication is wrong. It simply means that sometimes the body reacts differently. The difficult part is that symptoms may appear months after beginning a medication, making the connection easy to miss. If you take medication for blood pressure and your throat symptoms developed later, it may be worth discussing this timeline with your healthcare professional. Never stop medications on your own, but asking questions can sometimes provide valuable answers. Now let's move to the fourth reason: hydration. This may sound too simple, but it deserves much more attention than it usually receives. Mucus is made mostly of water. When the body has enough fluid, mucus tends to remain thinner and easier to clear. When the body lacks fluid, it can become thicker and more difficult to move. Many adults discover that they are drinking less water than they realize. One reason is that our sense of thirst may change with age. You may not feel particularly thirsty and still benefit from drinking more fluids throughout the day. Instead of waiting for thirst, many people find it helpful to drink water regularly. Warm water, herbal tea, soups, and foods with high water content can all contribute to daily hydration. Small habits repeated every day often make the biggest difference. Now we arrive at the fifth cause, and this one surprises many people. The digestive system. Researchers continue to explore the connection between the gut and many other parts of the body. Some experts refer to this as the gut-airway connection. The digestive system and the immune system communicate constantly. When the balance of bacteria in the gut changes, it may influence how the body responds to irritation and inflammation. This does not mean that every throat problem begins in the gut.
However, digestive health may play a role for some people. A diet low in fiber, long periods of stress, frequent antibiotic use, and limited variety in foods can sometimes affect digestive balance. Supporting gut health through simple daily habits may be beneficial. Foods such as yogurt with live cultures, kefir, fermented vegetables, fruits, vegetables, and fiber-rich meals are often included in healthy eating patterns. Now, before we discuss practical steps, there is something important to mention. Most cases of persistent throat mucus are manageable. However, there are certain situations that deserve medical attention. If swallowing becomes increasingly difficult, if symptoms change significantly, if you notice unexplained weight changes, or if your voice changes for a long period of time, it is important to speak with a healthcare professional. Your body sometimes sends signals that deserve careful attention. Now let's talk about what you can begin doing. First, try finishing your evening meal several hours before going to bed. Many people notice that late meals make morning symptoms worse. Second, consider raising the head of your bed slightly. Even a small incline may help some people feel more comfortable overnight. Third, drink a glass of warm water before bed and another one after waking. This simple routine costs nothing and may help support morning comfort. Fourth, pay attention to your daily hydration. Keep water nearby. Sip throughout the day instead of waiting until you feel thirsty. Fifth, if nasal drainage seems to be part of your symptoms, speak with your pharmacist or healthcare provider about saline rinsing products that may be appropriate for you. Sixth, review your medications during your next appointment. Sometimes a simple conversation provides valuable answers. And finally, support your digestive health. Include more fiber-rich foods. Add fruits and vegetables. Consider fermented foods if they fit comfortably into your diet. Remember, improvement often comes from several small changes working together. Now I want to mention a few popular remedies. Honey may feel soothing for an irritated throat, and many people enjoy using it in warm tea. Some people notice that certain foods make symptoms feel worse, while others do not. Pay attention to your own patterns. Your body often provides useful information if you listen carefully. The most important message I want you to take away today is this. Persistent throat mucus usually has a reason. It is not simply something you must accept. For some people, it may be related to nighttime reflux. For others, nasal drainage may be involved. Sometimes medications contribute. Sometimes hydration plays a role. And in certain cases, digestive health may also influence symptoms. The good news is that many of these factors can be addressed through small, consistent actions. You do not need to change everything overnight. Choose one or two habits. Practice them consistently. Observe how your body responds. And give yourself time. If today's video helped you understand your symptoms a little better, please share it with someone who may also benefit. And before you leave, tell me in the comments, which of these 5 causes surprised you the most? And how long have you been dealing with throat mucus? I read your comments, and your experience may help someone else feel less alone. Thank you for spending these minutes with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.